Is it on the board that the Chiefs lose against the Giants?
No. Not even a little bit. Not even a little. If the Chiefs lose to the Giants, I agree with Nick that it is not a literal must-win because you look at the schedule, there's still room for them to, win. Yeah. Like, if they lose to the Giants, they could start 1-5. Could. I mean, they could beat the Ravens, obviously.
One 0-3 team this century
you're
has made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Look at the rest of the schedule. But if they start 1-5.
Hold on. We're doing must-win now. Will on the board if they lose.
No. I mean, there's always in sports a never know what. No,
start off with no
I
chance.
am saying it is not on the board. Yeah. First of all, I don't think the Giants are very good. Only coach thinks the Giants are very good. All right. So, secondly, the Chiefs, like Mahomes said, what an opportunity to prove that. Like, I think Kelsey and Mahomes both haven't had great starts to the season. They're coming out hyped up. The defense hasn't been great. They're coming out hyped up. Like, and you can say, well, they've been the last 2 weeks. They've been like, we want to prove something. We facing the team that beat us in the Super Bowl. But this week is going to be different because they're not facing one of the elite teams. All right, you're facing bad teams.
So here's what I'm willing to go a step further. I call this a shave my head game.
No, we don't want you to do that.
Well, you don't have to worry about it.
If the Chiefs are 0-3 and you shave their head,
we're not.
We're in trouble. All right. But come up with something else.
Listen,
never take your feet off.
So
your socks off on the plane.
He would never agree to that.
Bro, that's not something I do.
He'd rather shave his head on the airplane than have to keep his socks on. They gotta breathe. My dog's gotta breathe. He said. Your dogs have to breathe. What are you talking about?
Are these guys out of their mind? Just open wanton lying.
That's a lie. That's a total lie. He didn't say my dogs need to breathe.
You're such a bad guy. But here's the thing. We're doing this question. So sometimes we ask a question in the meeting, and we're like, well, that would probably be a boring conversation if we all are in universal agreement. Bruce said no. You guys knew I was going to say no, and I'll give my reasons in a moment. Which makes me think Wilds might be saying yes.
Yes.
But, okay, so here's the thing. Because you are a bit of a mess on this.
I know. I love Mahomes.
No, it's not because you love Mahomes. You yelled at Danny Parkins.
For what?
When he was, before the Eagle game, and he was talking about how it could get bad for Kansas City. And he didn't even say they could lose to the Giants. You assigned him that take, and that's when you were like, I'm worried I'm going to get memed here. You then saw the Chiefs play the team that you think is the best team in football and that you thought was going to blow them out, and it comes down to the final minutes, and you feel worse. Like, I would think you, of anyone on the show, should feel better about the Chiefs after week 2.
Am I the statistician on the show? Am I out here talking EPA, or am I talking, hello, vibe meter? I'm catching bad vibes. And here's the thing. I said I thought there was weird vibes. I thought Chris Jones' vibe was weird. I thought Kelsey's vibe was weird, yelling and like being frustrated. And I'm like, I can't just be the vibes guy and put pencils on my head and expect people to respect it. I need to have some sort of thing. Zach Gilbert of Sports Illustrated came to my rescue. Here's what he wrote. The Chiefs, this would be interesting. Guess how long the Chiefs have been ahead since the beginning of kickoff in the Super Bowl.
About 4.5 minutes.
2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Yeah, it was just in the Eagle game. Because they trailed the whole Super Bowl, they trailed all of week 1.
That's why I think the vibes are off.
These are 3 really good teams.
Two
really good teams.
I understand they're very good teams. The Chiefs have been to 3 consecutive Super Bowls and are a dynasty. So I don't know if you know what? The Chargers are actually pretty good. It's okay to be down the whole way. I think it messes with them. That's why I think the vibes are off. So if there is a path, I think if the Giants hit Malik Neighbors deep right away and then something happens, like the vibes are like, oh, we don't have Rashee Rice. We don't have Xavier Worthy.
I think Xavier's going to play.
Oh, okay.
For whatever it's worth. I'm not reporting that.
There's something, I feel like they're no longer, and it's what you said, the mystique not only external.
with that.
I think the internal mystique is a little broken.
So let me respond to that, because I think that maybe you're right, but that's why the Giants game's so exciting, because you take care of business in that game, and you're one game away from rewriting what everyone said about
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Because you
They
get
beat the
Baltimore in
Ravens,
week
right.
4. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
As long as you take care of the Giants, you walk into week 4 saying, we win this home game today, and not only have we righted the ship, people are going to overcorrect in the other direction.
Totally agree.
And so, but I do want to say this. I'm not predicting a blowout because of what Andy said. When Andy said, this loss is on me, I got too aggressive, I could see Andy being, it's on, 4th down or game planning wise, be very conservative in this spot and feel like this is a, guys, get the first win of the season on the board situation, and you know what I mean, and get that monkey off your back and move on. And I do think that the Chiefs, I actually think they have good personnel on the offensive line. Left guard's a significant concern, but the other spots are good. But they're new to playing together, and that Giants D-line can present problems. So you know what I mean? I think a lot of the Chiefs offense we don't like. The quick hitter stuff is what you're going to see.
I agree
So
with
I'm not expecting them to blow out the Giants. That's not what I'm predicting. But I do not think they can lose in this spot. This is like playoff adjacent, and it's Patrick Mahomes, and they have the better team. Unlike right now against Philadelphia, they didn't, it turned out.
Russ 1-4 since leaving the Seahawks against the Chiefs. Thursday night football, Bills hosting the winless Dolphins. Buffalo favored by 12.5. Tua met with the media yesterday. Was very complimentary of Josh Allen, which is nice. May have also accidentally dissed himself. Not ideal. Take a listen.
He's top tier. If it's not with his arm, it's with his legs. That dude can do literally anything he wants. So definitely different skill set for me. I can't do half of what he does when it comes to running the ball and any of that. And then with how he can just chuck a ball down the field, with how far and the arm strength that he has, he's supreme when it comes to that.
Do you have any problem with this?
I'm a bit torn.
Okay.
I respect Tua's honesty. He didn't say anything that's not true. All right? But there is a time to bite your tongue. If your wife gets a new hairdo that you don't like, bite your tongue, right? Like there's a time for that. To bite. It's why we don't hear coaches all the time saying, really? You think we can beat them? We got no chance. Their backup quarterback's better than our start. Like, there's a time to bite your tongue or just try to motivate your players. And seriously, like, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle may already, particularly Tyreek, may already be talking to people, whispering about how Tua's not this or that. This gives them fodder. And, Nick, it allows now reporters can legitimately ask Tyreek, Jalen, whoever. Tua said he can't do half the things that Josh can do. You agree? And you don't seem like, if you ask that and Tua never says this, you sound like you're trying to start something. Now you can just ask it as a legitimate question, and there's no telling what somebody might say. So it could start beef in the locker room. So look, he was honest, and he seems like he's a very honest guy in these press conferences.
Yeah.
But
he's got to stop talking. He has to. Like this is just as, in a very different way, bad as if you saw a quarterback walk up to the podium and be like, that team we're playing sucks and we're going to kill them. You know what I mean? They're always like, he went too far in the other direction because other than throwing and running, there's not much a quarterback does on the field. Tua is talking there as if he is Jake Browning this week. A backup, you know what I mean, that knows he's a backup, that's like, hey, that guy's better than me and everything. Tua is paid like he is a superstar. He was a top 10 pick that got paid like he's a superstar. And for him to just, if he would have only said the running part, I would have had no problem with it whatsoever.
Like he was
you know what I mean?
stop
Like, that's objectively true. Also, he wouldn't have to say it. We all kind of give him grace for not running the ball because of his concussions, and they don't want him to run the ball. But to then add in, and when it was on the heels of the press conference the day before, or not the day before, but after the game on Sunday, when he was like, yeah, I've told Tyreek that when he's running, I need him to, you know, kind of look up and track the ball a bit because I'm not going to be able to throw it as far as he can run, which reads may be okay. It doesn't sound good when you hear him deliver it. Basically saying, Tyreek needs to understand there's going to be a lot of underthrows, and I need him to come back for the ball for me. And it's just, there's yet to be one thing to come out of Dolphins camp since the open of training camp that you're like, that's good. You got other teams being like, they don't practice the way we do. You got Bruce video. You got Tyreek stuff. None of it's been good. Mike McDaniel looks like he is aging by the minute. None of it's good.
They were upset the Bears were tackling.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It wasn't great. Here's how the numbers fall, Josh versus Tua, unfortunately. Josh is up 8-1. It's 33
Well, he wasn't
points.
lying.
He has led the league in passing.
We got the
You
numbers
care
right
about
there.
that more than
The numbers
his
are right
family.
there.
But we have proof of this concept that Mike McDaniel, Waddle, Tyreek, healthy Tua, and a dynamic running game, which doesn't seem to work
But they have the
now.
same personnel.
Clearly figured
it
that
out.
And they never adjusted. That's all
It's
they have.
not great for Mike McDaniel.
No. It's not.
There's a bit of a pile on with Mike McDaniel.
I actually like Mike McDaniel.
Bro, you like everybody.
But
You
I
like him
do
you
like him.
Geno.
Look at these throws, bro.
Well, Joe Klatt is going to come on and talk about
Yeah, I
Arch
want to
Man,
hear
what's
Klatt on
going
this.
on.
It doesn't bother me quite as much as it bothers you, Nick. The end result
It's
does.
supposed
but
to be
the
generational.
That one wasn't that. I mean, you know, when you're running against the grain.
Well, no.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe